I got a beautiful tri-tip steak on the grill today. We smoking it, reverse searing it, and you can see I'm cutting into it. It's cooked perfect to a medium. Look at those juices on the board. We in the game. Andrew from the New York Butcher Shop got me in the game with this prime grade tri-tip. Now take note of how the grain runs on this tri-tip, because after you finish smoking and you cut into it, you want a tender bite. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this fat cap before we place it on the smoker. Now what we don't want to do is we don't want to take, a bunch of meat off when we're removing this fat cap. So as you notice here, I'm just, being careful, but I'm actually lifting up, and this exposes the fat and gives me a better chance of taking off this fat without removing any meat. Now you see it's still some fat on there. Fat is flavor, and we're gonna go in with some avocado oil. Now this is a neutral base oil, right? Neutral tasting oil. And the reason being is because I'm gonna use a coffee rub. And again, shout out to Andrew for putting me onto this rub. It's absolutely delicious. Now you want to get that thing seasoned up right, and then as you season it up, let it sit out before you place it on the smoker.
We're up to temp, going 250 degrees. We got this beautiful tri-tip right here, as you see it, seasoned well, and we're gonna let this roll out. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna put my probe thermometer in it, because I want to get like medium. I'm shooting at about like 130 or whatnot, and I want to get this reverse seared. So we're gonna let this come up to temp. Like I said, shooting at about 130, so I'll probably pull it about 125 or so we can sear it, and then it'll be right where we want it to be. All right, fam, we're looking at about 96 degrees on this tri-tip right here. Now, I'm not going to spritz it or anything. Now, we did have some issues with power outages and stuff like that, and I almost debated taking it to the offset smoker. But we're going to run steady. But it's coming along great. You can see we're starting to get some smoke on there. But, fam, we're in the game. And you already know, if you looking, you ain't cooking. All right, so we're sitting at about 128. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this. And I'm gonna get this prepared so we can go ahead and get this flame broil open and get this thing seared. And we're gonna be in the game. Now I'm gonna tell you, these tips of these tri-tips will be a little bit more on the done side, and then you're gonna have your thicker part that's gonna be, about medium rare or whatnot. So let's go ahead and get this prepared. But it's looking absolutely gorgeous, fam. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tint this in full while we let this thing come up to temp, so we can sear it, and then let this rest a little bit, and then we're gonna put it over that flame. Now we're gonna sit this like this. Yes, sir. You see that smoke coming off, and that's what you want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this, sear up for a couple minutes each side. So let's let this thing do its thing. We're in the game.
Now, there's a reason why I did not spritz this tri-tip steak, because as we let that flame kiss that fat as it renders down, it's going to give it some additional flavor that's going to take this tri-tip steak over the top. Along with that coffee rub, fam, you in the game. Now, we're going to let this roll out. Like I said, we're going to let it sear on each side for a couple of minutes, and we're going to be in the game, fam.
Sir, we're gonna pull this, and we're gonna let this rest. We're in the game. So we let this rest for about 10-15 minutes. Now you got to remember how this tri-tip, fibers are running. So like if you come down here, again, you're running this way, and then if you come down this way, it's running that way. So you want to cut against the grain, right? So again, these fibers are running this way, those fibers are running that way. So what we want to do is we want to cut it here like that and get some tender pieces, and then when we come on this side, we want to, let me turn it here, we want to cut it like that to get some tender pieces. But look at that, man, look at that juice right there. I'm gonna tell you, I already know this is about to be absolutely amazing. Now keep in mind, because the tri-tip is thicker up here, thinner down here, so you will have like varied degrees of doneness like throughout this tri-tip, with your middle of your tri-tip will be more like your, like medium rare, depending on how you cook it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this slice. And I should have had my other cutting board with my, juice ring on there. But we gonna cut this thin. Hey, look at that right there. Let me turn it to you so you can see it. Ooh, look at them juices right there. Hey, look at that. Hey, yes sir. Absolutely perfect. Oh yeah. And we gonna devour this. Hey, this thing is nice and tender. Hey, you can see it cutting like butter. And I can't wait to taste that rub, that coffee ground rub. And shout out to New York Butchers over in Columbia. My boy Drew hooked me up with that rub, and he said it was absolutely amazing, fam. So I can't wait to taste that. But again, look at this right here. Hey, this is what you want right here. I know that's gonna be absolutely delicious, but I just want you guys to see, hey, what we cutting into. Hey, straight on the money. And like I said, I should have brought in my other cutting board that had my juice ring on it, or juice well, where it's gonna catch some of this juice. But I'm just gonna put that lemon foil on there so it can catch some of that juice. Now keep in mind where you get to that other part of the tri-tip. So when you start getting down here, you'll just normally see like a separation point where those fibers start to change, right? So we're almost hitting that point. We're gonna make a couple more cuts, and then those fibers will start changing on us. So that's about good. And as you can see right there, they're starting to turn. That's that point. And then you just turn it, and then you start cutting it against that grain like that. And it's almost like a flat of a brisket, and you in the game, fam. And these are nice tender pieces. Hey, look at that right there. Yes sir. I got some people waiting on this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slice all this up, because it's not gonna last. It's gonna be like a Ferrari. Once it hit that plate, it's gone. All right, fam, there you have it. You got your absolutely delicious smoked then reverse sear tri-tip steak, right? Hey, take a look at this. You already seen me cut it up, and you already know what we got to do. Hey, we got to give this a taste test, and cheers, fam. Whew. That right there melt in your mouth, and that coffee rub is absolutely delicious. Hey, yes sir. Hey, that's good right there. That is real good. That tri-tip smoked then reverse sear. Hey, you in the game. Hey, if you're new to the channel, you like this content, hey, go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share, and tell your family and friends that Cooking with Manual Focus got you in the game. Now for the Focus family that's been rolling me for a while, hey, hold on one second. Hey, I'm gonna smash into this tri-tip steak, and we'll see you guys on the next recipe. Hey, peace.